the shit that comes in. Just like I'll bring up herpes again. Herpes because it stays in your. It's a virus.
Right.
It stays in your fucking spine, so that alters your DNA. And there's even studies on it that says like that actually may lead to dementia and all kind of other shit.
Right, that's full of fucking shit.
I think you're gonna make more of a mess.
Shut up. You should have did it then.
I did. I left the
I'm praying that the world changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane.
Yeah,
First of all, you're a black spot.
Getting me too. What to expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school.
I'm actually a sky spot.
We all grew up watching South Park.
Shut up. You're screwed on my mental. Shut up.
Anything that you can do, jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody's angry if you say white. K fine.
No, we're not.
Face to the shade's right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth. Weird.
Oh no, that's too low.
We ain't doing no camera. Find the shit out of everybody.
I'm a hater because I can't
Yeah, now you're out there to YouTube.
That was why.
That one will too after so long.
For one, I'm not surprised the world is kind along the way. Give trophies to children for losing just because they decide to play. We exercise our right to vote and hate the politicians.
Going back to the old
This is a democracy. It's partly your decision. This is weird. It feels like this is a different year. If I identify as a female, then when my balls and penis disappear, children want a gender switch and hating men is feminist. Depression and anxiety are trendy. We're too sensitive. Invented 80 genders. Now the world is not accepting it. Then gave them more attention than normal women and men can get. What a contradiction. Being human is so tragic. Focus on minorities, ignoring all the masses. Hallelujah, everyone. Activism saved the planet. No more plastic straws and paper, just paper straws wrapped in plastic. Congratulations. I'm so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah.
Ryan said send him to the Springer League.
Look, I get it. It's like the world is going crazy. Seems like a school shooting happens almost daily. The racism,
Don't go on our
culture,
fucking Facebook. It's on there.
To ingrain for our hashtags to change. We become so lazy and complacent, afraid of our generation. We think
Dude, he does shit ass backwards sometimes. Chops my ass. And then when you bring it to his attention and he finally gets it, he's like, oh, well, no, that's what I said. No, the fuck you did. See, I gave him a topic. Oh, we're going to go back to the abortion thing. He was so adamant about not talking about abortion tonight. Like, I got a whole fucking thing here.
Hey.
Oh my God.
We got 10 seconds.
We on?
We on.
We motherfucking on!
We is motherfucking on.
What up, it's your boy Marco from Upside Down Studios. It is What the Fuck Wednesday. I am joined here by Big Sniz.
What up, what up?
We got Mama Sniz in the house.
What's happening?
We got the I don't even know what we're gonna call you yet. We got Brad in the house. Did we come up with a nickname? I don't think you liked the nickname you came up with. So
No, and Rainbow Brad ain't gonna fucking stick, so.
Rainbow Brad.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna stick.
That kind of has a ring to it.
Yeah, but that's
No,
not gonna be it.
not at all.
And the only reason why I'm not gonna go with it is because it looks stupid on our shirts.
I'd rather be known as the butler, but my friend Ashley calls me. Yeah, my friend Ashley calls me the butler.
Does that mean you'll come clean my house?
What are you buttling?
Doesn't matter.
I ain't seen you grab a fucking glass or a fucking tray or clean up shit, so what are you buttling?
You fucking could have asked me, and I probably would have done it, but...
No, because... No.
Well, then whatever.
Yeah, you may be a idiot, but you're my boy, so I'll call you funny names, but I ain't gonna make you fucking pick up after me. You ain't my bitch. What the hell?
Well, it all started like their engagement party one year. Fucking I told him, I was like, anything you guys
See
want.
this right here? This is what I'm talking about. A victim. He's been a victim for so long. One day he's gonna shoot up a Dunkin' Donuts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna snap and go nuts and stab somebody.
Yeah. See.
For sure, 100%. I feel you.
Exactly what I'm talking about. You know, if he would have kicked some fucking, maybe a underclassman or something in his fucking teeth one time, or maybe stole a fucking lunch money here or there, he may not be in this fucking whole victim stage.
No, I've never done any of that.
Yeah, I know that.
That was what he said.
I know that. Just by knowing you now, I know you've never done that.
And what's it to you? What does it matter that I haven't done that?
I'm just saying.
Just because I haven't done that doesn't make me a horrible fucking person.
If you would have done that, then you wouldn't feel like stabbing somebody now.
Well, okay.
Because I get times where I feel like, harming other people, but there's reasons behind it.
It's just the anger. And then it just builds and builds and builds, and I can't fucking take it no more.
And that's exactly what I was talking about with
because I have no release for my anger. So
you got no lady, don't you? Or tear that pussy up.
Look, that's not what I'm talking about. You can anger fuck till the cows come home, and still, if you want to fucking, just that mental just. I want to fucking murder somebody.
I do that. You guys have heard stories. Yeah. I mean, some of y'all have been there.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to grab somebody by the throat and squeeze till they stop slapping me.
And, see, I won't initiate the physicalities. But I have been known to provoke some shit here and there.
Nuh-uh. You provoke shit? I would never see that.
He's like all the fucking time.
Well, like when I was younger, especially, I had a bad habit of going into say a redneck bar or a Puerto Rican bar or something, like a specific, group of people's bar, and I'd sit there and get hammered, and then sit next to the biggest person and tell them. Say it was the redneck bar. How me and this dude, John Mahaley, became good friends. I sat next to this motherfucker. He was a beast. He made Jared look like fucking Mikey. I sat right down next to him and I looked at him and I was like, I can't stand fucking redneck music. While he was singing, I love this bar or whatever.
Wow.
And, me, I always had that kind of that, what is that little dog syndrome or the big dog syndrome where the Chihuahuas go after the pit bulls.
Right.
Yeah, that's where my bullying took me. I attack before somebody else attacks, and I always feel threatened.
Demon dog.
So, and I've been in Puerto Rican bars, and I've sat in Puerto Rican bars and looked at the motherfucker next to me and was like, I can't stand spick music.
You did it in the bar that I worked at.
No, I did something different. That was fun. That was totally different.
Did what he was talking about just now.
No, what I did was, I got caught up in a situation, and if it didn't play out the way it did, I would have totally admitted I was wrong in that whole thing, but it was another one of them where a chick fucking, told me she wasn't with her dude.
No, not that. There was people
I'm talking about that. That was fun.
I know that was fun for you, till they realized who you were, and then it wasn't fun for me. But... No, I'm talking about you were sitting there and somebody was playing something and you were like, you just kept egging it and pushing and poking and they got all riled up about the music that was on the jukebox.
Oh. Yeah. But see, but what I did to the other person was a lot funner. I mean, I didn't even really mean it. Let me finish explaining to Brad, because he's confused. He gets confused easy.
I'm not fucking confused, man. I understand what the fuck's happening.
I met this chick, and, I thought she was single. She said she broke up with her dude. Her dude was an asshole, all that other shit.
And they were still together, unbeknownst to you.
Her and I, hooked up a few times, and then I found out that, she had a dude, and that was that. Well... Later on in life, I hear the dude is a real big asshole, and he was doing some shady shit and this and that. And he was also talking shit about me, but he didn't know who I was. So
therefore, at that point, you felt justified banging his woman, right?
Yeah. So,
That's the way that went down.
One day, he was sitting at the bar that I happened to just stroll into. Now, mind you, he's a pretty big dude. I'm sure if he, gave an effort, he probably would have kicked my ass. But, I sat right down next to him, started a conversation with him. He was like, I think I know. Do I know you?
You're
I was like,
upside down.
yeah, your old lady used to, I told him where I knew his old lady from and shit, that professional wise. And we were all cool and shit until. Now, I think he knew who the fuck I was off rip, and he just didn't have the balls to say something.
Right.
Because he waited till I left, and then he asked Joyce, who I was. Or
No, he had even left. And then he texted me and was like...
Oh, I thought he said if he didn't even have the balls to fucking
he
say something
fucking
to his
left
face
the
to face.
bar, and then like an hour later was like, that motherfucker! You tell him blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh my God. It was hysterical. From my viewpoint, knowing this story, knowing the entire situation from behind the bar and not being able to even say or do anything about it, the entire thing was absolutely hysterical.
I mean, honestly, at first, I really had no ill will. I was gonna, if he would have said something, I would have apologized, even though, technically, I was in the wrong, but I didn't really know. So it was kind of like the split decision. But as a man, I'd take the blame for it. Fuck it.
I don't even know why he was mad at you. Man, she did that with more than just you.
Definitely. I mean, he was bringing dudes over. So, I mean... But nevertheless...
And he was doing his own shit, too.
And that.
Yeah. I mean, but I just, was just in one of them moods. I'm like, well, fuck it. Whatever happens, happens. And, I had that anger and aggression and whatever that I needed to let out. And eventually somebody caught it. And it manifests weird. Like, especially if I'm hammered and, one of the other voices take over. I jumped over one of my dudes and cranked another dude because I still think he pushed Jack. But Jack even said that dude didn't push him. And Jack is like my right-hand man, dude. I couldn't.
Oh, when you went over his shoulder?
Yeah.
Superman punched that motherfucker.
I remember that story.
Superman, that hoe.
Yeah. But, again, that could have been that type of aggression or whatever. So I understand what you're saying, and you're not wrong in that. But why fucking take a knife, man?
What?
Do what you do with your fucking hands. If you can't do it, then get better at it. Or don't do it again.
Yeah.
I've taken my fair share of L's. Motherfuckers knew that they walked over and limped back, but, I've taken my fair share of L's. I mean, I've even had, you ever watch a foot come at your face?
I remember getting sucker punched in school and then
Which
going
one's
off
on?
on the kid. The principal had to grab me off him.
Similar situations.
So I stood up from the
It's like me
table.
trying to take a
I was in
selfie.
study hall, and
But see, I see
kid
you
cracked
got,
me
you
right in the
still got
side
a
of the
bunch
head.
of childhood shits
I
that you
got
got
up,
picked up.
fucking rammed him against the wall, and by the time I got him in the air to slam him through the table, the principal split us up.
Now here's something I do suggest. Kind of got to watch the other people's circumstances, though, because they might have ended up mending their ways.
Nah, he was just a dick.
But most of my bullies, I ended up catching up with as I got older. And I got cool with a lot of them, but I always waited for that moment. And trust me, all them bullies know now. All of them. I'll never forget one dude, he used to fucking pick on me from school all the way out of school.
Right.
And, after I went to the service and came back and shit and started hanging with different folks, he hung with that same crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And we were cool for a minute. That always sat in the back of my head. Yeah, well, I ain't that little kid no more. We got out by Lake Milton. We was all partying. And he was talking to the chick that I was seeing at the time. Like, she, they were just talking or whatever, and she met me, and that was it. He had said something ignorant about her. And, come on, let's go outside. I even did it, wasn't even like a squabble we doing it in the house. Come on, let's go outside. Put your hands up.
Right.
And he went out. He's talking shit the whole time. I ain't gonna talk shit to you. We're gonna do this. You know, you either gonna beat my ass like when we was little, or I'm fucking you up.
Right.
Got outside. He fucking pushed me. I fucking cranked him, and I slipped and missed, dude. I ain't even gonna lie. I thought that was it. To this day, I remember fucking slipping into the wet grass and thinking this motherfucker's gonna jump on top of me and fucking beat the shit out of me.
Right.
But he didn't, dumbass. I got up, but as soon as I popped up, he cranked me in my fucking side of my head. Dude, I came around with the fucking, from the tall grass out here. Yeah. Fucking Sean and my brother, the dude, another dude who was with us.
So you're
standing
saying
over
that
him.
your
You
form
got
was all
knocked-
wrong.
No, I fucked him up. I knocked him out. Like, that was the first dude I ever knocked out. And that was my number one bully from fucking school. Like, that went from grade school to high school. He was my bully.
Why don't you just
fuck
center
out.
that bitch in the middle of the TV, man?
Probably gonna have to.
We're still gonna be able to see the TV around it.
We'll see if he puts it on the TV, though, it's going to span out more. Because that's like a big, wide angle camera.
Right.
But anyways, we're talking,
Yeah.
fucking up show.
Do your damn
Look,
job.
my bullying stopped when I started martial arts.
That's kind of like the reason why I had Maya and Julia fucking, you know.
But I also stopped giving a fuck.
That also has a lot to do with it also. Maybe bring it down just a little, like a hair on the pipe itself, Greg.
Perfect.
Kind
Why would I
of.
do that?
On the pipe itself, Greg.
Yeah, why would I do that?
Get out of the way of the microphone.
So you could kind of level it out
Can't
so it isn't so much like a down view.
You can't really see Marco at all.
I don't care if I'm big. Now you adjust that up a little bit. Yeah. So now we ain't looking at the top of everybody's head. Sweet. Alright. I really, you know, fucking Bug was my main bully back in the day. Nobody else really, you know, because I went from a scrawny cat to a fucking really, really big dude for a while. You know, I was like 225, maybe 250 pounds for a quick minute. And then I shrunk down again. But yeah, I mean, that was my main bully. That was one of them ones where you think about every fucking morning, like, this motherfucker's gonna fuck with me. Him and there was his little toady. Because back then, you know, the bullies always had that little toady that ran with them. This dude, Mike Gall. Whooped his fucking ass too.
I never really had any bullies in school. Like,
He was always a bear.
the worst I had, you know, I for a period there, like somewhere in that 7th, 9th grade range, and I don't really remember how long it lasted. I had a group of what I thought were, I made the mistake of thinking they were friends, but they were party buddies or acquaintances. And I thought they were closer than they were. So things were cool, but since like I wasn't really tight with anybody in the group, it was just kind of what, like, if I wasn't around, you know, I was the one that was made fun. It was real easy,
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But if I was there, nobody would ever say or do anything. And I didn't really. I mean, I didn't fight much, and I didn't like intimidate people. The only couple of times that I really fought, like in school, I was actually defending someone else that got bullied, and then twice I was attacked.
See, I got into a couple fights in school, but those are just like on whim shits. But like most of mine was, you know, we handled shit after school, and then, you know, when I got into, you know, making money and shit when I was younger, you can't just let somebody step on you, so you had to handle yours.
See,
And then after I lost all my weight and I was like the small guy again, then I always like, you know, I always felt intimidated. You know, somebody was a little bit bigger, or I just kind of sensed the weird vibe from somebody. You know, I was ready to fight.
right.
And I hit a lot of people that way who I supposedly didn't have ill intentions, but, you know, hey, don't run up on me, you know, with your titty in my face.
Yeah, I was never like I was bigger than most people, like in my age group, through adolescence and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I'm saying. You know,
But I
that-
wasn't
was always-
monstrously huge. I wasn't overweight either, so like it wasn't really anything to like, you know.
See, I was real.
My problem was
short and
I
big
was
for a
like her
minute,
when I was younger.
and then I was short and small.
I was too trusting, especially at the beginning, and a lot of people burned me.
Well, see, that's what I am mainly thankful. You know, I always talk shit about my brother who died. You know, he was the crackhead. But I did learn a lot of valuable lessons from him. Now, not to say they were in a I guess, social norm or politically correct way. They were good lessons or lessons that, you know, kids should know. But, I mean, honestly, there's hard lessons that he taught me, like, don't trust anybody. To always keep your eyes open. To listen to everything and be quiet. To maybe interject something stupid just to see where everybody's head is at. You know, shit like that. Always look for a way out, or worst comes to worst, the person to blame for something. You know, shit like that. Which sounds like a lot of sketchy shit, but those are survival tools. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? He was the one who taught me how to lie to cops. He was the one who taught me how to, you know, hide right out in the open. Shit like that. You know, he taught me a lot of shit that you only learn with the wisdom of the like the underbelly of the hood, you know, like the.
See, I didn't grow up in the hood, and we've all established that. Like, I was very sheltered growing up.
Yeah, we've seen the Little House on the Prairie dresses.
And honestly, no, that was way before.
That was cute.
I mean, that was after. But the only thing that I got bullied for was something that I couldn't actually control or change in any way. Like, I didn't get bullied for my clothes, my personality, my looks, none of it. I got bullied for my last name growing up.
See, and you know what? I think that's a lot of the big problem now with like the kids these days. Like we strive, and our parents strived, and everybody strived to cut down on the picking on people. So when it got to the point where there was, you know, like communities of people who never experienced anything like that, well, they never got to teach their kids any of that.
Right.
You know, my mom did her damnedest for me not to have to go through any of that shit. But, I mean, circumstances. But, you know, once I got out of, you know, when I was still in Camel, I taught my first half of the kids the same shit that I live by now. Now, when we moved out into Liberty and all that shit, when there wasn't, you know, so much of all the drama, or it was a different kind of drama, it was more of the, I guess, little preppy white girl drama than, you know, the shit we went
live
through.
on Instagram right now.
My kids lost that
Through my
valuable information. They lost that skill on, you know, working around a bully or just handling a bully or whatever.
Right.
Now, even though Maya and Julia were trained to handle people Jared's size and bigger, they don't have the instinct to use that shit.
Right.
You know, until it's fucking too late.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and like, you know, there was plenty of times I tried to let my daughter Maya know, because she has a very weird, odd personality. You know, when people are like making fun of her, or they don't actually like you. You're the butt of their jokes.
Right.
Exactly.
And you're not seeing it. You're just hanging around like, oh no, they like me. They want me to do this. They want me to do that.
Hit the X button.
Well, no, you dumbass, they don't. And I used to try to tell her, you're just being mean to me, and I got friend. And she found out in the long run, you know, each and every one of these, you know, friends of hers, so-called friends, you know, stabbed her in the back, to, you know, talk shit about her, you know, used her for her little bit of money or whatever, and then that was it.
Right.
Well, I don't know why this person won't talk to me no more. I don't know why. Honey, how many times did I fucking tell you? I mean, it fucking sucks, but some people are just like that, especially if you know, you want to be that oddball anyways.
Right.
So, I mean, me, I didn't make very many friends. I didn't trust very many people. My friends that my friends kind of flocked to me. You know, Greg and I, the way we met, we worked together for a quick minute and we just clicked. You know, it wasn't like, hi, my name is Marco. Hi, my name is Greg. You want to go have a sandwich together? You want to play in the sandbox?
Oh my God.
You know,
See,
we had a mutual respect for each other because Greg busted his ass, I busted my ass, and we you know, did our shit.
And see, growing up, like, I didn't really have a lot of friends growing up throughout school because I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. I was literally not allowed to leave my house. So, I mean, once I left school, all that was behind me. That was gone. Now, once I started getting older and actually, like, going out and leaving the house on my own, I was that kid that you brought home to your parents because I had straight A's and I was involved in all these things, so I looked like a good kid. So that your parent would let you come out with me,
You're
and
the
then
bailout girl.
like that was, and then like for the longest time, like I really didn't have a lot of really good friends.
See, I had a friend just like you. Her name was Angel. She was sweetest girl in the world. We called her Ugly Angel behind her back because she wasn't the prettiest pup in the litter. But coolest girl in the world. I would defend her to, you know, I wouldn't talk shit about her, just, you know, the name. But, yeah, she was the one like, oh no, Angel's taking it. We're going to Angels or
Right.
Angels. And all her friends. Now, she might have been the sweetheart in the innocent one.
Yep.
But she knew all the girls who fucked. She knew all of them, and didn't have no, oh, you should hook up with him, or you should go hook up. She was the ultimate wingman.
Yep, for sure.
Yep.
Yep.
You gotta have you one girl in the bunch, guys. You know, cool chick in the bunch. And don't try to fuck her, just be real cool.
So, I mean, just looking back on it, like, that's just the way things were. I mean, I just had this understanding that, like, kids were mean to each other. It was what it was. They were who they were, and whatever.
And people, like, the way things got over-exaggerated throughout the years, too. You know, something that was just, you know, two kids outside and somebody threw a rock at the other one. And, okay, well, you're an asshole. You might have fought or somebody just got hit with a rock. Parents were called, if anything, if that. You know, but if not, it was just, you know, you guys were out playing, somebody got hit in the fucking head with a rock.
Right.
It's just, that's just the way it is. That's the way we play. Well, nowadays, one of them kids get hit in the head with a rock, and oh my God, the wrong person gets told, or somebody gets on Facebook, and Lord forbid it's a black and a white kid, or any kind of, you know, white kid and a Puerto Rican, anything like that. Don't let it be two different races.
Or a transgender female and a boy.
Because then automatically it's going to be, you know, that's going to be brought up. So, you know, it gets so overblown. It went from just a simple two kids being kids to, oh my God, this bullying has to stop, and this violence has to stop, and this. So now the stupidest shit now is bullying, and the kids think it's being bullied.
Right.
So now,
and that's what I was saying. That is what I've been saying.
And
because somebody doesn't like you,
thing.
Just because somebody doesn't like you,
so
does
what?
not mean you're being bullied. Just because somebody says something mean to you, that is not bullying. We have had assholes from the dawn of time. We're going to continue to have assholes. You're not ever going to have everybody like you. And you're always going to have to deal with assholes. Just because they are who they are does not mean you are being bullied.
Look, I try to make it a point to have people not like me. You know, that just...
There's an exchange of power there that people don't understand. When you give that person... Now, I understand if it's physical and they're pushing you into your locker, you know, or whatever, there's 4-on-1. Like, I get that. I'm not stupid. Like, that's common sense. That is absolutely something that's hard to deal with, you know, as a kid.
I do believe there can be a level of mental and emotional bullying, but it's not just when, like, you happen upon the group of people that either don't like you or are assholes, and they say something to you.
Correct.
Because if you keep going or ignore them or go a different way, that they're not pursuing you. Now, if they are relentless and they just like if it was physical, they hunt you down and beat you up. If they hunt you down and torment you, or they're constantly that's playing totally mind games with
that's
you.
That's totally different.
I mean,
there is a level of mental and emotional bullying,
but
it's not just, he said something that hurt my feelings.
Exactly.
Right, and that's totally different than what we're talking about. Because just like there was another dude who used to, he tried to. I stopped that shit quick. His name was Kirby. My fucking junior year of being at the JVS. He thought he was Mr. Badass. And he would just kind of fuck with me every day, like just little stupid shit. And it bothered me. It bothered the shit out of me. So instead of sucking it up and ending up in a psych ward or shooting up a thing, I just waited one day until we were getting off the bus, and I got off the bus with him, and he was a little bigger than me, so I cheap shotted him in the back of the head. He fell off the steps, and I beat the shit out of him and got back on the bus.
And you know what's different now, too? That, you handled it. It was off school property. Nowadays...
Oh, yeah, it can happen damn near at your house.
It doesn't matter where it's at. The principal gets involved.
Yeah.
This shit happened on your street at 9 o'clock at night, and the principal's involved the next day. That is some bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Did it happen on school grounds? Absolutely not. It's none of your damn business.
I used to tell my kids, especially Maria, she had a girl that always fucked with her. And I'm like, look, you take what you get, you try to avoid it in school. But if it happens in school, you know what? You're going to get suspended whether you beat her ass or whether you get your ass beat.
Yep.
You better fuck her up.
Yep.
Now, after school is a different story. After school is a different fucking story. And if anybody wants to step in after school as far as the school is concerned, then we'll have help. And the people at the school knew who I was, and because I used to be believe it or not, president of the PTA at one time. And I used to go to all the school board meetings and shit like that there. But different life. But again, like nowadays the bullying is so, and it took me a while, especially, I realized it more over COVID. I realize now that this fucking video game in front of me, this computer,
right,
is more to the younger generations than just a fucking, light up box that it is to us.
And that's something I wanted to bring up on the other show, was that the mentality is different.
Right.
They were raised different. It is, it's to us, it's as simple as turning off social media. To younger generations, it's really not that simple.
Right.
And
a lot of them, their only friends are on here.
We can't grasp why it is that way. We just like,
yeah, you're absolutely right there. It took me a long time. I still don't really get it, but it is what it is.
And we watched the new Chappelle special last night.
And good?
Yes and no. It was good. But he I don't want to say he wasn't funny, because he was. It was funny, but this was not a typical.
Well, he does do like kind of more serious, like
laugh fest, like a lot of his stuff is. But he really broke down a lot of stuff of, what his haters have said about him and where they've got it wrong. And everybody's calling him transphobic. He told a wonderful story about a good friend of his that was trans. And he said he was on stage, but they were doing more of a conversation. It's just how the night went, because she opened for him. And he said, I can't even, I can't begin to understand, how, you feel like to feel that way. And she said, I don't need you to get it. I don't need you. I just need you to understand that I'm a human being.
Right.
And I'm going through it.
And that's how I kind of look at things when I don't understand. I'm like, you're just a fucking
social
person.
Media and stuff. I use it for a tool a lot for advertising and different things, but it's not my existence. There's no way for me to understand kids that were raised on it. It's just like us waking up first thing in the morning in the summer or on the weekend and hopping on our bike or walking down the street and then just either walking in the front door or beating on the door of our buddy's house until he came out, and we would run around until we ate lunch at someone's house for all the fucking time.
Right.
You know, that is how that is ingrained in us is how our childhood should be.
I mean,
This is that ingrained in them. It's a part of them.
the simplest way I could even bring it to my understanding, so I could kind of grasp it a little bit, is if your phone broke right now, or if your phone just died right now, or if you just left it somewhere, it's not going to be the end of the world. You know, I've left my phone places. I didn't have my phone. You know, I was more worried about, you know, maybe losing passwords or phone numbers than anything else. But I mean, look at this. My phone looks like it went through World War III. I give 2 fucks less about it.
Right.
Now, my daughter, any one of them, their fucking phones, they have to have a phone. They have to. Even if their bill's about to go up or whatever, they'll go get some other. They have to have the phone. They have to have it, and they have to have the internet on it, and they have to have this and that on it. And, you know, they will fucking freak out if they don't have them, motherfuckers.
There are actually parts of my job that I do need my phone for, so it's a little different.
Well, no, I'm talking about
But
just like in life.
Here's another thing with the onslaught of social media, and honestly, I really do. You know, people want to say that, you know, video games and violent cartoons, they blah blah blah, they influence these kids. And I kind of disagree with that. But you want to take social media, where they've now desensitized them to other humans. You know, everybody's screen brave or computer brave or whatever. They can say whatever they want because it's just over the phone or just on your
Facebook
computer.
balls.
Right. Like, they really have desensitized people to other people. But another rise, not just in bullying, is, especially in young kids, suicide threats. Now, I deal with this with my 12-year-old. All these friends that they're suicidal. They're gonna commit. I have to go talk to them and talk them down and help them. I totally support helping your friend if they're suicidal. But in what fucking society do we live in that 12-year-olds are fucking suicidal?
Especially
Especially ones that both parents are married, they're living in a suburban neighborhood, they go to school, they have food, electricity,
that goes
water.
back to what I was telling you earlier. You know, my kids that struggled with me are a lot better people than my kids that after I came into my own and took care of, where they didn't have to go through the struggle. Totally different. I'm so glad my daughter Maya is going to the military, because she will not make it in the real world. You know, my other daughter Julia, she turned 18. She moved out. She thought she was going to do her grown-up thing. Found out real quick she can't even make it a submarine sandwich.
Dude, toilet paper costs money. I tell these kids all the time, toilet paper and toothpaste costs fucking money.
Yes,
You
it
know,
does.
my other daughter Kylie, you know, she
Slow down.
messages me all the time. Dad, you were right. I'm so sorry. I should have listened to you. This hindsight's 2020. I mean, you know,
Rapidly.
don't put that on your kid now. You know, you see where you could be. You see what happens when you don't do. You know, just don't pass it along. You know, my daughter Mackenzie, my daughter Maria, they're both, you know, strong women. They both handle their shit. My younger daughters, you know, I got one that you know, I don't know how or what the fuck was going on with her mama, but you know, she dropped out of school. You know, I got 2 other ones. One's still in school, but she doesn't live with me anymore. And you know, I got my dingbat Maya at the house. Those kids are gonna have issues. And why? Because they never got to see the struggle. They never knew what it was like to, you know, live in a frat house. They never knew what it was like to hear gunshots constantly. You know, well, kind of, but you know, not as frequently as I used to hear them. You know, they never had to worry about a crackhead sibling or uncle having to steal their shit. You know, none of that. My first set of kids did,
Right.
but these ones didn't, and I see them lessons fucked up as it may be, where it builds and molds the character.
And I have mixed feelings about it, because in a perfect world, I grieve the loss of their innocence.
So teach them. Steal your kid's shit once in a while.
I would love
I do.
for my kids to be able to stay innocent as long as possible. To have that
Every
love of
parent
life,
wants that, though.
for sure.
That innocent
But I
makes them
see
big.
the difference. I see the difference in my oldest kids from my youngest kids.
Yes.
And what they know and what they've experienced and what they're dealing with.
Right.
To know, honestly, to no fault of my own or the family they grew up in, what they're getting just being in society today.
Day-to-day life.
If you don't have real problems, then things that were never problems become problems.
Exactly.
Always.
You know, because, like, the dumbest shit is, like, the biggest issues with my younger kids. Whereas my older kids, you know, they're worried about paying bills, taking care of their kids, and car payment, you know, and shit like that.
Your younger kids who are like, I got a brand new pair of shoes, but everybody says they look too much like Jordans, so I'm wearing fake Jordans. No, motherfucker, you're wearing a brand new pair of shoes that fucking fit.
Exactly.
Or here, I just went through this with homecoming. Maya picked out a dress. It was kind of one of them hippie dresses, but it was real nice.
Yeah.
She showed a picture to a couple of her so-called friends at school, and what did her friends say? Oh, that makes you look poor. So now I had to go out and buy another fucking dress, and after the 5th goddamn dress, we finally got one that was okay. Really? Do you know Maria was the first kid to even have a dress bought for her? You just automatically thought you...
Yep. Honestly, and I'm glad because I saw her today, and I told her how beautiful she looked for her homecoming pictures, and I'm glad I did. I didn't know any of that shit. But like, my oldest kid, we bought, and she didn't care. She totally just didn't care. We bought a dress from a neighbor. We bought a dress from a consignment shop. Holy shit, I think she bought a prom dress from a freaking consignment shop. And she was like, this is awesome.
I got my daughter Mackenzie's dress at, I don't know, at a Goodwill or something like that. You know, back in the day, like Maria, her last prom, her senior year, she got a real fancy. We went all out. Me, Jackie, and my mom all pitched in for it. But as far as back in the day, and my kids always look good, but they always knew, you know, you work with what you got.
Right.
You know, we may not be able to afford the best, but we look good in the cheapest.
Right.
It's that simple.
But you take two
What
sisters.
I'm wearing now is out of Goodwill. Everything down to the socks.
You take two sisters who are absolutely, especially as close as they are together in age, raised the same way in the same household. And my youngest daughter she didn't want. Yeah, that dress is pretty. She wore a couple of dresses that were, you know, from a friend or we bought them from somebody else. But she didn't want. She wanted a brand new dress. She wanted new. And they're just two different thoughts.
And now, you know,
two different things.
I'll even go with that because I could understand that, but you're gonna earn it. And a lot of these kids, especially mine, you know, the younger one, don't even grasp that concept.
Right.
Not at all. Or you know, I'll get them something expensive.
Right.
And it's fucked up. And well, I accidentally did this.
In seconds.
It was an accident. Well, you know what? There was no accidents when I was at it. If my mama bought me $100 pair of shoes, which was far and few.
Oh, hell no. I was wearing blue Velcro shoes.
I bet not wearing them shoes.
Yep.
I remember the Hill shoes.
Hills and Ames.
All right.
By the time I was hitting middle school and high school, it was pretty much J.C. Penney's and Kohl's.
Oh, I remember J.C. Penney's. I never hit Kohl's, but I remember J.C. Penney's.
J.C. Penney's and Hills was the
J.C.
Yeah, we
Penney
had
was
Ames.
church clothes. Oh, I remember Ames. Oh, yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes. All right, well, with that being said, we're about at our halfway point. We got about an hour left. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back.
You know, then I
Country fried, baptized in gravy, can't wash off what the good Lord made you. No matter how far that highway goes, an old dirt road to get you home. Come on. If you see it in the right when they try to lie, you to bullet hole in a stop sign kind, then I'm right there with you. Put your drinks up high for my country folk, my country folk.
I'm out here on 1,000-acre plot of land, and I can't hear him hating on me. I'm a modest man. Talking weird, Jimmy Mathis said he got a plan, and when he talk, I listen to him. That's a lot of man. I said we need to take it back to the root of it. I put on for the country, that's the truth of it. I'm talking last millennium, we was repping it before anybody had accepted it. We introduced him to the cooler on the tailgate, full of cold natty light and satellite. A little day while we misbehave, okay. Once we figured the game out, go play. A generation of people that love Tupac, and hey, we banging it in the boondock. Now put your drink in the air if you ain't scared. Them folks been doing that thing, yeah.
Country fried, baptized in gravy, can't wash off what the good Lord made you. No matter how far
It sure seems a lot longer than a country mile. Hollywood look good, full of fake friends. I never thought we could ever be here again. Time heals, one fell, one came up. Back together, son, we gon' tear this thing up. A lot of talkers and I ain't got a name. They wanna be us, hell I can't blame them. So looky here, cold beer on the tailgate. Been doing this for some years, y'all so late. Banging out cats and a little George Strait. Hot damn, cold Ford, back when Bubba K.
Baptized in gravy, can't wash off what the good Lord made you. No matter how far that highway goes, an old dirt road to get you home. If you see it in the route and they try to lie, you to pull it home and a stop sign down. Then I'm right there with you, put your drinks up out for my country folk, my country folk.
Everything real funny till the money come. Now you want some when they ain't wanted none. And that's just how the thing go when you get it done. We did it, son. Yeah, we did it, son. We was drinking Jim Beam by the handle. Me and Steven Hernan loading up ammo. Bumping good in my real street camo. This white boy really think he Rambo. Cut the beat on a bit his ass jam, though. You don't like it straight to hell, is where you can go. 12 in the head right up for the mental. You don't like the program, change the channel.
Baptized in gravy, can't wash off what the good Lord made you. No matter how far that highway goes, an old dirt road to get you home. If you see it in the right when they try to lie, you to pull it home and a stop sign down. Then I'm right there with you, put your drinks up high for my country folk, my country folk.
I woke up this morning feeling low. I had to let go of my ego. I can't stand my reflection no more. And I don't know why I can't take it slow. I don't know why, I don't know why. I don't know why I can't take it slow. Take it slow.
Sometimes it feels too good to be true. I don't know what else to do but to get up and move. Build an enterprise, change my children's lives. The way I feel inside, my time is minimized. I got a plan to devise problems, I'ma improvise. I can't lose my temper, got too much to jeopardize. You can't trust no one these days, they gon' testify. I battle with myself daily, I'm a Gemini. Two sides to every story, so I empathize. How I came a long way since I went inside, stand at the finish line. Can I really finish mine? I don't hear them when they criticize or they tell them lies. Time.
I woke up this morning feeling low, and I had to let go of my ego. I can't stand my reflection no more. And I don't know why I can't take it slow. I don't know why, I don't know why. I don't know why I can't take it slow. Take it from the roads I've been traveling to the demons I battle and tell the truth. Sometimes I feel like I'm a rapper and I've been having my head down and facing these challenges. I don't know. I feel like I've been wasting my talent. I've been moving in hate. I ain't been moving in love. You gotta be the first to admit it when you fucking up. I've been trying to get it right. I've been focused on the light and I learned that real change doesn't happen overnight. Tell my girl to blow twice before I roll the dice. This is our last chance. It's the bottom of the ninth. I can feel the wind coming. Put the bottles on the ice. It's about fucking time. We've been losing all our life. Cheers. I woke up this morning feeling low, and I had to let go of my ego. I can't stand my reflection no more, and I don't know why I can't take it slow. I don't know why
I believe in better kids for our planet. Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thing, all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense, we need manners. We're all in the same boat, why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink, this is madness. I'm offended that you're offended by me taking offense. You can't build a wall, why does your house have a fence? I believe in two genders, I'm not mad at the rest. I'm just confused when a dude has a beard and some breasts. We won't always agree. No, I don't hate all police. No, I don't think that the system's racist. I just think the system hates people. I think fighting violence with more violence is what they want. Viruses and riots, people dying, we won't stay home. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. When I was a child, the only races that we hated were the ones that we ran into.
Y'all? Alright, we back on. So, I mentioned this on the other show, and everybody who knows me, or even don't, anybody who even looks at my Facebook thing knows I'm pretty much skeptical on the whole vaccine thing. I'm totally against anybody being forced to take it or any of that shit. That's wrong. That's just totally wrong. You can't force people to do that shit. You think about it the way you want or whatever. Now, that being said, I was totally, for my own reasons, not going to get any kind of vaccine. Even though with my asthma and my family history, health history, I am a candidate to get fucked up by this shit. I'm cool. Now, I'll put it out there. My son had COVID. Now, he didn't find out he had COVID until, a week into it. I'm sure he didn't I'm almost positive he didn't quarantine for as long as he was supposed to. Because 2 days after I found out he had COVID, he was out helping his sister move. Right there. Now, I know damn well, I'm just going to go by that part. Now, you're helping your sister move. Now, who else is helping your sister move? Now, mind you, no mask or nothing. They're probably all getting, smoking bud and whatever, sharing cigarettes, whatever. Both sisters there, and your mom, and your fucking nieces are there. So now, Mom has symptoms of COVID. Imagine that. Well, while Mom has symptoms of COVID, she's taking granddaughter to school. In the midst of that, daughter who was there also, I'm not going to put her job out there or whatever, but, she's around folks that might be susceptible to COVID, and went right to work. And I'm sure, everybody there is pretty much fucked the COVID. All in one fucking day. Now, a lot of these people are into healthcare. A lot of these, they know better. They fucking know better. So, now I'm starting to understand a lot of these paranoid snowflakes out there who, are all for these double masks or all these mandates, this and that. If my own people show that much disregard, now again, to the average person with a decent immune system who takes care of it, who has some common sense, this isn't a big deal. But there are others out there who, can just happen to fucking touch a doorknob that you did. Or just happen to be sharing the same space that you are. Whatever the fuck does it. They don't fucking know. It's like getting hit with a stray bullet. And if people that I thought knew better are spitting out stray bullets like that, fuck it, I think I might have to fucking, put a bulletproof vest on. You know, it's silly to walk around with a bulletproof vest on constantly, especially when you ain't did nothing to attract bullets. But when motherfuckers is just tossing bullets at everywhere, willy-nilly, what do? You throw on a bulletproof vest.
Listen,
You suit up.
honestly, I'm in a profession where we were considered first responders. We were my job did not get
Essential.
oh, that's right, not first responders. My bad.
That's better than premature ejaculator.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
Right.
horrible.
Sorry, I
Fucking
misspoke.
horrible.
We were essential workers, so we did not get laid off. We were like through all of it. We were working, and because I had not gotten it, like seriously, I'm pretty sure I had like at the end of 2019, but it was really not serious. I don't miss work. I don't call out for anything. Like, I am at work the next day, period. Because that's my livelihood. That's how my kids eat. That's how lights are on. Rent's paid. We have a roof over. I don't miss work, period. So, now, just this past year, a couple months ago, you know, I'm working. Oh my god. I went from feeling sore throat kind of shitty to I just got hit by a Mack truck within hours. I finished work, and let me tell you that, finished work with a fever of 102.8. Went to the hospital against my will, because I kept saying, I'll be fine tomorrow, I just need to get some sleep. I'll be fine, because literally, I gotta go to work tomorrow, I'm fine. I go to the hospital after my fever spiked to like 103.7 or some crazy shit with Tylenol and ibuprofen. Like, awful. I missed 2 weeks of work. COVID positive. Literally in my life. Mono. I mean, like, I've been sick before. I have chronic fatigue, so, like, that shit hits me. Bronchitis, everything, pneumonia, like, gallbladder, gallstones. On my ass for a good at least 9 days, and I quarantined 9 days until I started to feel slightly better. And then I was bugging, I couldn't be in my house anymore, and I needed to go back to work. I finally went back to work 2 weeks later, and was still feeling it, you know, respiratory, couldn't breathe, like, my job was kind of physical. Kept going, but I say that because it made me kind of consider the vaccination, because I literally can't imagine giving what I had to another human being. Like, I would feel like a piece of shit. Like, I was sick.
Right.
Like, thought I was dying sick. You know, and I'm healthy. But that's scary as hell.
And whether it's COVID or whether it's the flu or whether it's something else, I mean, you know, yeah, we'll get over it. Yeah, we're smart enough with common sense, but you know, I really was blown out of my mind with my own people not having that common sense. And if my own people don't have that common sense, there's a lot more of them ignorant motherfuckers out there.
But I feel that because you work so long without getting it, you feel like you're not, oh, I'd have gotten it by now.
Great.
Alright, so let me take y'all. We ain't going to preschool no more. We're going back to kindergarten.
Let me take you way back.
Cover your fucking mouth and wash your hands.
Yes.
We've been taught this shit since we were fucking, 5 years old?
I said that when all the shit first started. Like, when you know you're sick, whether it's just a cold, whatever it is, you don't go out and fuck with people. You don't go out in public.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't go, like, spreading it around. And you should always, like, you wash your hands.
Yeah.
You cover up when you cough. Like, this is, like, normal.
Yeah, I'll say that one more time. We'll go back to preschool.
It's like you females, you don't wipe back front.
We don't?
You're not supposed to. You get a spot full of shit.
Son of a bitch.
That's why I have that itching.
That's why my balls.
That's why Jared smells funny.
Hey,
Wow.
welcome to What the Fuck Wednesday.
No, right?
Yo.
Wow.
Like I said, you know, it's
Never a dull
simple
moment.
fucking etiquette. And again, maybe this is where it goes back to where I say we're surrounded by fucking stupidity.
We are.
And we are.
Fucking
and it's
idiots.
because, you know what? If
I'd like
people
to
would
kill
have
a lot of
listened, you know, even though some of us haven't listened, but we did listen. You know, it would feed into us. It's not feed into this new generation like it was us. So,
Dude, and it's like, you know, even when we were taught,
Yeah, for sure.
even when we
Kids
fucked
need to
up,
get
when we
their
had our
ass
own ideals, our elders, when they realized we weren't going to listen, they kind of tried to guide us at least a little bit. These fucking kids these days, I can't even say kids. You know, these youngins, you know, 40 and under, just don't want to hear it. They don't want to fucking hear it. What they know is what they know. What they see on TV is what they believe or read on social media. That's it. You know, they're closed-minded. Ryan's one of them ones. He's fucking closed-minded. What he believes is what he believes. You know, I have strong beliefs on a lot of shit, but all y'all know, you know, I look at both sides, and if some new shit comes up or something challenges my beliefs, I'll take it into consideration. If I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. Or if you know, what you just said, like, makes a lot more sense than what I believe, and I confirm that shit, then thank you for teaching me. Thank you for that knowledge. Thank you for that fucking wisdom. But I mean, there's a lot of people out here these days who are, oh no, I know what I know, and that's
let me
it.
stop you there, though. Because you know what? I want you to go back here and talking about this generation, the new generation coming up and everything else. I want you to go back to when you were 16 to 20 years old. How many fucking people were you listening to?
See, I'm one of the oddballs because I was kind of that
you're
one that,
not. Yeah,
until we used to start
what you
running
are is
together,
you're
dude, I hung
totally-
with old folks.
I was
You're
always
from a totally different generation that didn't have the fucking internet. And
I was always listening to
didn't
people.
have the media in their fucking face every fucking day, every minute, every hour.
I was constantly listening to people.
Yeah.
I was just many times I was listening to the wrong motherfuckers.
It don't even matter.
I'm
Even
very
if you were
glad for the
listening
people
to
I started
the
listening to.
motherfuckers. You were listening to somebody else. You weren't listening to what
By the time I was
internet is
16,
telling you.
by the
I
time
see
I
where
was
Greg's
16,
going. I
17,
see
I
where
put
Greg's getting at, though.
myself into places where my circle, the people I surrounded myself with, were people I thought were fucking cool
You
and were
were
the wrong
learning-
people to be around. So I took all their advice. I did all the shit they said.
Right. So, in other words, you were learning
Life
lessons.
experience. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. These kids today are not learning that. You know what they're learning? Shit that you're seeing on that goddamn telephone, on your fucking computer, on your goddamn TV, and that's what they fucking
Which
believe.
a fucking
They're
ton of
not
it,
sitting
so
next
much,
to somebody that's
so much
losing.
of it isn't even real or realistic. You're right, and that's what their experiences are. That's their experiential education, is what they're seeing
Right.
online.
Right. So
This has become their playground where we actually had a real playground. I see
Right.
what you're getting at.
Right.
And then on
what
the
I'm
flip
saying
side of
is-
what you were
is
saying,
this
Jared.
generation is being brought up way totally different
Yeah.
than what
We
we
have
were.
And whether we
And
try to
it's not
change it
even-
with our values or not, it's
And
not.
it's not even that. Like, even like, you know, the drug habits that me and you know are not the drug habits. of
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
You know, everything's
it's
fucking changed.
fentanyl
Everything's fucking
and
different,
fucking
you know,
whole
and
bunch of other
we're
crazy
trying to
shit.
attack this shit in the way that we know, the knowledge that we have. And we're still kind of, we're not blind to the fact, but we're blind to the fact just as much as these kids are, because
And that you're absolutely right, and that's where I get frustrated the most.
And
Because
no.
I found, and it was very hard, especially from my upbringing and the people who I came up with, it was very hard for me to become as accepting and open-minded as I am in all aspects.
Right.
And I try to teach that to the kids, or any of the kids, you know, anybody I talk to. You got to be open-minded. You got to see both sides of the argument.
Right.
You have to.
Now,
And
let me stop.
You know,
you
they
right
don't
there.
want to hear it.
Right. Well, let me stop you right there and go back to where you said, you know, this is where it pisses me off. I get to that point and I don't let it piss me off. You know what I do? I worry about me and mine.
Most of the
I
time,
don't worry
it is
about
mine.
what's going on in the media. I don't worry about what's going on in this. I don't worry about what's going on in that. But I focus on me and mine, and when I say me and mine, I also have the understanding a human being is a human being. They're going to do what they want to do.
Right.
No matter what you say, what you do, they're going to do what they want to do. So you have to take that acceptance in at the same time when you're trying to deal with your own fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even explain it, but basically,
No, I get what you're saying. I mean, you got. It's pretty much what I was saying. You got to keep that open mind and realize that,
right.
you know, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to fucking drink.
Right, but at the same time, you have to understand we're dealing with a whole new situation and learning on our own with everything going on and how to deal with all that. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Shit's fucked up, and I hate to say it, you know, in another fucking 50 years, none of us are going to be here. Can you imagine what life's going to be then?
How do you know? If I can become a fucking vampire, I'm going to take that trip.
We need to talk into the microphone more. I mean,
I said, how do you know? If I can become a vampire, I'm going to take that trip.
I don't know what was scare. You turning around and saying that to Greg's face out on the microphone, or you going back on the microphone and saying that gay shit.
Well, no, but I'll tell you like this, it don't matter, and you can believe in whatever you want to believe, but I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a fuck what you believe in. We right now on this earth stand as human beings and need to figure out what the fuck we're doing while we're here. We don't know what the fuck's happening there.
Apparently we're going into space.
No, we
William
don't know.
Shatner did it today.
We don't know where death is going to take us. You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
everybody has their own beliefs. Everybody has, well, you know what? Everybody
probably going to hell. I know that.
Okay, well, if that's where you're going, then fuck that. Don't worry about it until that fucking, when you go through that fucking gate, that's when you need to worry about it.
Yeah, suck
you need to worry about what you're going to do on this fucking earth.
Puddle of blood.
You know
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Totally right. Good point.
Because you know what? It could be tomorrow when you hit that gate.
I hope not.
It could be another 50 fucking years before you hit that gate.
But that's why I treat my body like an amusement park. I'm going to have fun while I'm here. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, you gotta have fun and you do have responsibilities.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But
tons of responsibility.
So take care of them responsibilities and have fucking fun with life, man. That's all you can do.
Yep.
Well, with that being said,
we should take our next break.
Okay, we're going to take our next break.
All right.
And we'll be back.
Yep.
Cody.
And we are back.
What's up?
So here's something that again, remember our discussion when I kept talking about the big gay dick that gets forced down people's throats, and you know felt that I was like overdoing it a little bit. All right. So I guess Venom. Y'all all know who Venom is.
Yeah.
Now, before it became a movie, TV type deal, Venom was like one of my favorite comic book characters. I have still comic books at my mom's house with him. Apparently, Venom is gay now.
And how did they figure this out?
Well, the guy who's the director said he was fucking gay. That's how I figured it the fuck out.
That was never a thing in the comics.
No, not at all.
I don't see how it fucking matters.
It does matter. No, I have no problem with gay folks, and I have no problem. It's the same thing with changing the color of the character.
Now they could do a what if.
There are gay
What if Venom
superheroes.
was gay?
There are them. I mean, you're fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you start fucking up, especially throwing like, and you know it's only because of the what is this the cancel culture?
There's a very liberal agenda in Hollywood.
Right. It's the only reason why. Only reason. I guess who else is bisexual? And this is gonna be real fucked up when it comes out in the movie. Now Superman is bisexual.
What?
Superman.
Yeah, Superman. So now when they make the new movie,
He's like
he's
based
gonna be black and bisexual.
Right.
What?
Because the new Superman is gonna be black.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's gonna be Killmonger from Black Panther.
Oh, right. I don't care.
I mean, I don't care that he's gonna be black.
I do, you know why? Because there are two black Supermen. They had their comic book. They had awesome story arcs. If you were gonna do Superman, why not do one of them? Why not do what was created for the black? You know, they're taking Clark Kent, and instead of Clark Kent being the farm boy white kid, he's gonna be a black kid.
And then they're gonna make James Bond a woman.
I don't know about all that, but
So-
they're making Pinhead a woman. They're
Yeah,
making
they
Pinhead
are.
a chick now.
Yeah, James Bond is gonna be
So-
a woman. Not in
Now-
the next one. But
That was already, we already know the story of Clark Kent. We
Yeah.
already know the story of Superman.
Yeah.
But barely anybody knows the story of the two black Supermen that were out there.
Not at all.
And they had, again, awesome story arcs.
Yeah.
They had their whole, I mean, they even, the second one they modeled after Barack Obama. He ended up being president. So, I mean, same thing with Captain America. There was a black Captain America.
yes, there was.
You know, I was very proud of Disney that they, actually portrayed him and gave him a little bit of fucking credit. But Clark Kent was not black. Venom was not gay.
No. And neither-
Superman was not bisexual.
Nope.
There wasn't even hints of that. Now Loki, they started that shit with Loki. In the whole, I mean, even in mythology, he was gender fluid because he actually switched back and forth depending on who he was fucking with, and he actually had kids. It's fucked up, and that's real mythology. That
But I
isn't
can
even
see that with Loki. Like,
MCU.
he gives off that vibe.
Right.
Right.
But that was always like that. So that's fine. That was always like that.
And nothing against gay people, but Superman, like I said, baseball of America. Like, what the fuck is...
I mean, even,
It's not, why does everything have to be something that makes you and your lifestyle of choice happy? Why do we have to appease all of what? Why?
now, again,
Because people are pussies.
well, no, I mean, there are parts.
Fucking,
Like here, for instance, Poison Ivy and there was another female in the DC universe. Were always, they were with men and they were with each other. It was always like that. That's fine. But now, what if you would take Wonder Woman, who has obviously always been straight, now she's gonna have a lesbian lover? No, you don't fucking do that. You fucking it up. Go ahead, Greg.
Reason being is because people don't have anything important in life to worry about other than stupid fucking shit.
That was probably the smartest answer I've heard all night.
Thank you.
That right there.
Has to be.
And it goes back to, if you don't have a real problem, you create a problem out of nothing.
exactly.
Yep.
When anybody bitches about that kind of shit, or worries about that kind of shit, because, like, honestly, to me, I've heard all the shit you guys are talking about, and to me, Superman in my eyes was somebody that went out and saved the fucking world from some.
He was
kind
the
of fucking
all-American
habits.
manly man.
Okay, we're getting off of that whole fucking point, worried about something so fucking stupid and petty that doesn't even really matter. Like, honestly, Superman to me is some kind of superhuman being. It's a human being, male, female, whatever the case may be, that is saving the world. We're not getting to that point anymore. We're worried about if it got a dick or a fucking penis.
No.
Or yeah, you understand where I'm
So,
Wait a second, wait a second.
so
A dick or
Superman,
a penis, there's no other option.
So Superman stopped the nuclear missile
Water.
and
Got it in
came
here
back
now.
down and went to go do his little speech in front of the microphone, because he's one of the few
You
superheroes
got
that
a
does
hole
that
or a
shit.
pole.
And he grabs a dude and gives him a big old crypto fucking tongue kiss. You ain't gonna look at Superman kind of differently?
Yes, I will.
Not
certainly.
in.
You ain't gonna look
Wait a
at that
second, wait a
spandex
second,
dude
wait a
differently?
Wait a second,
Gonna
wait
be
a
like,
second.
what in the fuck am I watching?
getting under the fucking point.
No,
Point
it
of the
doesn't,
matter
Greg.
is,
That's
we're
the
talking about
that's
that.
exactly
what he was
trying- Greg,
That's the point
let
he was
me,
trying
let
to
me
make.
make, a, let
Exactly
me
the
make
point.
a statement to your point. In many things, yeah, it's fucking trivial if someone has a different skin color or they like to sleep with a dude or a stuffed animal or whatever. But in things that already have an established history, things that are already an entity or a thing in and of themselves, it is a big deal to just fucking change that. It is a big deal.
And not only in comic books, look the Bible. Look at the Bible. What color was Jesus?
Not
We
white.
was,
Like,
we was all
realistically,
Not
We
this
would-
colorish, maybe a little
yeah.
darker.
He was sand people color.
right.
Right, but we
Because
were all
that's
brought
where
up,
he
and I
came
mean, I remember people in schools that, like, the redneck kids that I went to school with, Jesus was white to them. I'm like, how does that even work to you? I mean, even if they were Caucasian, as in DNA, whatever you want to call it, they were still under the most sun in the world at that time. So even the whitest Kardashian turns brown.
Exactly.
Everybody. So I don't even get that. But, you know, a lot of people will not accept a tan or black fucking Jesus.
Well, they were in Jerusalem. So, and what's in Jerusalem? Sand. Right?
I think they're doing a bigger disservice by not
you said there was
exploring
no
the storylines of the existing Black Superman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a lot of, like, the first Black Superman, I believe, if I remember, because we did a show on it, it was, like, set back in the times of civil rights, like, early civil rights eras.
Correct.
So it did have a big impact and relevance. Right. You know, that is a very good story that needed to be told. You know, that would be awesome. I'd pay to go see that, but I'm not going to go pay to see you fuck up Superman just because you want it to be politically correct, so you threw a black kid in there. That's fucking stupid to me. That's stupid to me.
It is.
You know, and there are plenty of characters to play around with sexuality on.
Yes.
Do it. Please do it on those ones.
Agree with you 100%.
Because you're never, ever, ever going to make everybody happy.
Yeah, but
You're
here's
right.
the thing.
But you know what, Joyce, when you said something, I just
James
thought
Bond?
through a thought
was always a man.
comments that both of you made, and you're right. Superman's just like baseball, apple pie, picnics. He's that all American. That's exactly why.
Now they're trying to
they want to change
powdered
that.
sugar
That's
onto
exactly
that apple
why.
pie. It's not
But here's
fucking
the thing.
good.
If you're BLM or all for this change, it should offend you. They're actually watering down your message. They're
That's what
watering
I've been
down.
trying to say
That's
since
what
the
I'm
beginning
saying.
of that shit.
They're watering down, barring off of this already established image when you already have one established that's strong and good. So, why somebody should say, hey, leave white Superman alone. But how about black Superman that's already existing?
I bet you they won't put Tom Cruise in the new Black Panther movie.
Oh my god, is he still alive?
Yeah. But no, I would say they're not going to make Black Panther white. Even though the actor that played Black Panther died, they need to replace him. I don't know what they're doing. I haven't seen if they're doing anything, but
here's
just
my
like
thing.
the comics,
as a white person,
should be taken
Sure, it should be.
As a
they
white-
fucked her over because she's anti-vax.
as a white person, I don't want a white person to take over for Black Panther. How come? It's not with the storyline.
Exactly.
There's white South Africans.
There are.
But it's not.
But no,
But
I'm
that's
just
not
playing
the
both sides.
I know
of it.
you
That
are,
was-
but I'm saying, like, it. Come on, like there needs to be a point where you go, this is stupid as hell.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Of course, there's white South Africans. Like in our lifetime, we just ended apartheid.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gray.
So, again, let me say what I said 5 minutes ago. You're never going to make everybody happy. And I'll give you a really good point right now, because everybody sitting in this room lives in a household with more than 4 people living in it.
Fuck Fred Durst. Don't even bring that up.
What the fuck just happened?
I live in a household with 3
You know you're not
people
going to make
in it.
everybody happy, so he's going to put a lip biscuit.
I live in a household with 3 people.
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, at least 3 people.
Do you have a pet?
Okay.
You're a big
Yes,
dude. You're
I-
all
okay,
Lives
4
matter,
people.
man.
So you
All right.
Yep, I live in a household with 4 people.
Tell me how often you can make everybody in your household happy.
Almost never.
Never, right?
Taco Tuesday.
Never, right?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it.
Alright, so now you got what? 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people, 8 people.
Yeah, but if I got one of them
you're
4
missing my
people,
point here.
like,
You're missing my point here. Okay? You had that many people. Now take that and turn it into 1 million fucking people.
all right, well, no, I'm gonna add on to what he's saying though. Now I'm gonna take the 1 million people. Now say there's 2 million people, and then we pissed off 1 million people because we can't make them happy. So why take and make the other another million not liking it either. So now instead of 1 million people not liking it, now you got 2 million people not liking it.
Mario, you just proved my point. You're never going to make everybody happy.
Yeah, but
Everybody
you don't
has
want to
an
make
opinion.
more people unhappy.
We're not even talking about happiness. We're talking about common fucking sense. You're being stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
Common sense.
But mine, your common sense.
No one has it
If you
anymore.
go slow down the street, it's not going to be common fucking sense. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that goes back to my whole vaccine thing. You're absolutely right. People I think that had some common sense, not a fucking lick. Not a fucking lick. Not one.
But, like I said,
It's just people don't have
make
common
everybody
sense
happy.
anymore.
You can't do it. You just can't do it.
But again, I mean, you know, the only time they ever did a character switch that actually worked is Nick Fury.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only one.
Samuel L.
Because
Jackson.
Hasselhoff sucked as Nick Fury.
Yeah. Samuel L.
I
Jackson.
remember the old Hasselhoff fucking Nick Fury. I watched the shows. I actually just watched it recently just to see if it sucked as bad as when I was a kid.
But to be honest, race and several and many other factors aren't as integral to the character of Nick Fury. As long as somebody can actually embody the spirit of Nick Fury from the comics, they can pass it. Samuel L. Jackson did absolutely.
I
he
love
is
Samuel
Nick
Jackson.
Fury.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck what that motherfucker does. He's good.
But there are characters that changing some of those things change the entire history of that character.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
we got on a microphone?
Not really.
Motherfucker.
I was going to wash my hands. I was thinking on them, but the sink's full.
As long as you don't talk to the or touch the microphone, you're fine.
I'm touching everything.
Quit touching your
Touching
packer
my
and it
willy,
went.
touching the microphone.
He's touching his dick, touching his microphone.
He's touching his packer and that's why
I'm
it's
gonna scratch my butthole and wipe it
Yeah.
on every one of these microphones.
Look at that.
I didn't bring it up!
Look at that. You can even see
You're right, I did this time. But that's the first time in fucking, what, almost a decade?
You leave my microphone alone.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
He's going to violate your microphone.
Molested.
Oh, no. The microphone's been molested.
It's gonna be like a Criminal Minds episode.
He's going to violate that microphone, right? He's going to violate it. Oh, shit. It's been violated. Oh, no. He's violating the microphone.
No. How did Howard Stern do it?
Yeah. Rode that speaker.
You remember that?
Hell yeah. And that
He
chick
had
was
the chick
riding that
turn the speaker
in the
sideways.
Right.
He was like, I'll make love to you over the radio.
Yeah.
And the chick, they showed the chick straddling the speaker.
Doing the radio show with the speaker and all that's where
I know that part.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what he's talking
The
about.
little
Here's the thing,
dude,
though.
you motherfucker.
Here's the thing. This is what I don't understand.
Okay.
What don't you understand?
You have a man and a woman, or a woman and a woman, or a man and a man, whatever. They get married.
Damn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right. And both people still want personal time. They want to be able to still go hang out with their buddies. Go do things for themselves that doesn't include the other person.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why concepts like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, YMCA, YWCA, I don't understand why those concepts are so foreign to people when you obviously still in everyday life want to be able to go have your own thing, your own group. So what's wrong with everybody else doing the same fucking thing? We're never going to be equal. There's never going, but you know what? We weren't fucking supposed to be. I was born white. That means I'm supposed to be fucking white. You were born black. You're supposed to be black. Korean, fucking Chinese, Indian, what the fuck ever. Girl, boy.
Michael Jackson was the only one that broke the code.
You are.
And learned how to
Whatever
change
you
colors.
are. Whatever you want to fucking say you are. But that in and of itself is fucking enough.
Yeah.
Like, stop trying to mix all the colors into the melting pot and get like one color. It's never gonna happen. You're never, like you said, you're never gonna make everybody happy. So get out of everybody else's yard, get in your own yard, and deal with your own shit. Period.
Alright, Margo.
I hate when you rub your head like that.
Oh, took too fucking long.
No.
So anyways.
First of all, we were getting there, and you can look at all the kids around our area. We were getting to that intermixing. I do not oppose that. You know, we can intermix all we want. Problem is the people that supposedly want equality, which is intermixing of everything, want their own shit. Because they think that intermixing is taking away their culture.
Like the new Wonder Years?
No, like the whole critical race theory thing.
Oh, critical race theory, yeah. No, that's...
People don't understand that, like, it's even written in the critical race, like the main book, the curriculum or whatever the fuck you want to call it, that by intermixing, by making everybody so-called equal or whatever, it is taking away the black culture and everything. So they want their own shit now. Well, wait a minute. If you go back in history and you take away all the emotion of it, that's what the civil rights movement was. You guys had your own shit. You guys had your own towns. You guys had your own places. The white folks stayed out of your shit. Black folks stayed out of the white folks' shit. And that was bad. We figured that the fuck out. That was bad. So now we got it together, and the same people who are fighting to have it together are saying that this is bad. We need to go back. What the fuck?
Alright, so you said Civil War, right?
Right.
One was
Civil rights movement.
Yeah, not Civil War.
North and South. And
The civil rights movement.
Black and white, not
the
South.
Civil War.
Alright, so we're going to run this by for the fourth time because Joyce did it the third time. You're never going to make everybody happy.
I agree there, but...
Joyce, say it with me. You're
Never
going to
make
make everybody happy.
Yeah. And most
but
of the
you
time
are right.
that doesn't bother me,
Joyce,
but when it
give it a
starts
minute, we'll do it for
affecting
a
the
fifth time.
people around me, then it starts bothering me.
You are right in this. The more they try to blur the lines, change the lines, and meld everything to their own agenda, the more they're actually watering down their own history, their own background.
Yep.
There are people, like, I say they, but like,
You have to say they now.
And then
I get that, but I'm not just talking black. I'm talking all cultures. Like, you are absolutely, people fought for where you are right now, and you're spitting in their face saying it's not good enough? Why? Because you don't feel special? Bitch, therapy. What? Go to fucking therapy or some shit. Because everybody's motherfucking special unless you're white right now. Like, seriously, every single time they change time, they change stories to meld. They make the girl allowed to be in the Boy Scouts, the boy in the Girl Scouts, and the bathrooms, and all that stupid ass fucking argument shit. You are just adding more and more to generalize your existence. You're now no longer special. You're now like everyone else. So, how is that really actually accomplishing what you fucking want? Yes, Greg. Are we saying it again?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're dealing with the me generation. What about me? What about me? What about me? What about me? What about me?
That's the truth. I don't want to say, what about you, bitch? Stand the fuck up. Do something that makes you actually stand out.
Right. But you ain't even gotta do that. Carry on as yourself and do what you. Fuck whatever.
When you mix all of like, listen, you ever do watercolors when you were a kid? I don't know about you, but I was never good at actually rinsing my brush like all the way. So all my colors ended up being like the same montage of muddy looking whatever. Okay. That's what we are right now striving for as a nation. Muddy looking whatevers that don't have absolutely any identity or culture or background. However, they still need to feel special. The fuck is that bullshit?
Well,
It
technically,
doesn't even
when they
logically
become
make
all
fucking
muddy-
sense.
When it becomes all muddy, then technically the racism is supposed to go away.
What about me?
But if you don't see a color, you're still fucking racist.
But what about me?
Right.
That's
Why
what's
can't
wrong.
everybody look at themselves as special in their own way and fucking go about their business?
No, I'm trying to figure out why everybody's worried about all this shit, but when you go in the crib, it ain't gonna make a fucking difference.
Not at all.
So,
I doubt in 20 years it's going to make a difference. I mean, next week when we get the new thing that the government feeds us to distract us, it's not going to make a difference then either.
Right.
But people just want to fucking bitch about shit.
Well, here's something that, and I was really pissed off at one of the people who commented after me. You remember Mr. Old Guy?
Yeah.
He posted something the other day that said, the reason why we say Black Lives Matter instead of All Lives Matter is because when America started, we weren't part of all. You know, we weren't considered all men. We weren't considered, you know, we were only a certain percentage, and we were just, and it made very good points, and it was very deep. And my answer was, you know, I told him, I was like, you know how I feel about the whole Black Lives Matter shit. But I will say this touched me. But instead of trying to portray this, all right, well, all never encompassed us, why not try to change what all means? Why don't you try to change, you know, educate people instead of, you know, all this, well, we're this and we're that, we were always left out. You know, it would be more beneficial to everybody's side to, okay, I get what you're saying now. And even in the Constitution, you know, all didn't include, you know, black folks back then. I get that now. I understand that. But instead of trying to force shit on people, why not let people realize what all was or what all is supposed to be? Right. And then be all lives matter. Because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. America did not start racism. America did its damnedest to end it. Because every other country that people love to fucking talk about, their racism is 1,000 times worse than ours. Now, racism isn't right. I totally get that there is still racism in our country, but it is nowhere near the way it has been hyped up to be.
Right.
You know, I got people I went to school with talking about the white man did this, the white. No, the fuck they did. I grew up fucking right down the street from you, the same projects. What the fuck? How the fuck? What didn't I see? You know, there was a couple white folks in there, far and few, and those are the hood rats. You know what I'm saying? You know that it happens like that. But I mean, they weren't keeping you down. You know, when I was growing up, we idolized black folks. Michael Jordan, fucking the rappers. You know, there was Snoop, there was Dre, there was. You know, we all idolized them.
I've admired the women. Black women are strong women.
Nah.
Well,
I don't like black women like I don't like Puerto Rican women. Their mouth is fucked.
But
that's more
there's something too.
Than a fucking race thing.
Okay, well, I don't have the same viewpoint as you.
No, you're right.
But I've always seen them as very strong, self-confident women. And that is something that anybody can learn from. But I've always admired that. And so to tell me that because I grew up the way I grew up, that I'm automatically racist, is bullshit.
I agree.
Like, what? It doesn't make any sense to me. And when did lumping people into a group or a title all of a sudden make them individual and special? That is like not that's not how the English language works. That's not how this works, people.
You gotta remember though, you can't please everybody.
But what about me?
Yeah, what about him?
And that's the thing. If I were to say, but Greg, I see you as you, even though I say all lives matter, I see you as you.
Right.
I love you as you.
Right.
But because I say all lives matter and not whatever, Black Lives Matter, suddenly I'm not understanding the struggle you've gone through.
Right.
Oh.
That's complete and utter bullshit. If I'm seeing you as an individual and making you special as an individual...
Wait. Understand. They're absolutely right.
How?
Don't understand their life situation, what they've been through.
I might not understand this one, but I might understand that one. I might not understand that one, but I may really have grown up just like that one.
You're missing my point here. Just like they don't understand your life situation and what you've gone through. I don't give a fuck what skin color you are.
No.
We've all dealt with our own life situation.
I've grown up believing pain is pain. Your pain is valid, and I hurt for you because you have pain. But something that you may actually, like, laugh off and be like, whatever, may cripple me.
Exactly.
And then that's the real issue here, is that human beings need to look at each other, and realize, like Chappelle said, we're all going through it. You're going through something different. We're all going through something different.
Yeah.
But I can empathize, sympathize, and hurt for you if you're in pain. I can also, on the other hand, cheer for you when you're, like, doing good.
Right.
And guess what? That doesn't fucking make me less of a person or not seen.
No.
Right.
It doesn't make me not special because I'm celebrating or hurting with another person.
But like I said, you're not gonna understand their life situation, what they've gone through, just like they're not gonna understand.
No, I'm not. So sit down with me and let's talk about it.
Right, but at the same time, you can talk about all you want, but they're not gonna understand what you've gone through, just like you don't understand what they've gone through.
No, but there's a point where you can reach a common ground and empathize.
Right. But you know what? Again, that's where everybody gets that mindset of, what about me?
Alright, sorry.
Yes, Mark, that was your show.
Alright. And this is like the first thing I say when I argue this with people, because I hate when people use that, you don't know what I've been through, you don't know what it was like to be black. I knew what it was like to be black before a lot of these people who are out there fucking so-called protesting was to be black. I grew up in that same situation, in that same hood. But, you're not wrong in the saying that you could cheer for or feel pain for the other folks. I mean, that's not wrong, and that's not the whole ideal there. The problem is okay, when you sit down and you tell somebody that you're absolutely right, I don't know, but I do want to know, or I do want to learn.
Right.
You're still, or that you care, you're still wrong.
Right.
And that's where the problem comes. You know, how do you, what's your end game? What other way do you have to fix this problem?
Right, what else do you want?
You know, because there are a lot of people out there who realize, well, maybe I don't know, or maybe I want to help, or maybe there's something, you know, they empathize and they feel the whole whatever. But when you are still downing them, just because the color of their skin, you know, you're still going to be wrong no matter what.
Here's my other thing, too.
Motherfucker, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Why don't you do the same thing instead of constantly bitching that somebody's got their thumb on you?
You know what my other bitch side is, though? I had this conversation recently with one of my daughters. Her boyfriend is of a race that is different than her. And she told me how growing up, he was made fun of and teased because his skin was too dark. So you're telling me you're fucking with your own quote unquote people? You're fucking with them. So you're telling me right now with that right there that you don't even know what's acceptable and what's not. So why the fuck should I absolutely respect your opinion? I mean, I know that sounds harsh.
No, you're right.
What I'm saying?
You're absolutely
You're either
right.
too light, you're too dark, you're too this. Those are your people that you're fighting for right now to have a voice. You're the one fucking stomping them down.
And a
What
lot of
the hell
times,
is that?
if you don't act ghetto enough, then you're too white or you're an Oreo. Or
That's not okay. So
Greg,
really...
Greg, you remember being called a wigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got called. I ain't even white, and I was called a wigger.
Only one summer I was called a wigger, and it was the summer of Vanilla Ice Man. I had the high flat top, and I wore the overall thing with the one side popped, and I was called a wigger.
Man, I was called two things in my life. Preppy and prude. Both are fucking comical.
Oh, you prude.
I was the fat kid with the afro for a while. And then I figured out how to pimp that afro. Wow, we went a long way into...
Yeah, we got probably about another 20 minutes, man. But we can call it whatever. And 20 minutes is being really fucking generous.
Yeah, I think we'll call it on that. Love each other. Just love each other. And you know,
we're all just
going through
people. And we're all going through something.
That's it.
You know, one thing I want to say, because of some of the businesses I've worked in, especially the car business, when I got into some of the management positions, I got to know a little more about how, like, the owners lived. You know, and even though they had more money and they had more things, folks, they had more bills too.
Right.
Like, when I was a finance manager, if I didn't make the department at least in one dealership $100,000 a month in that one finance department, if I didn't make that for the department, then the owner and his father wouldn't get a paycheck, because everything else, the money you make off of car sales is minimal, except for the factory money. That factory money went to pay the salespeople their commissions. The back service parts, all that pays for your mortgage, that pays for your utilities, that pays your bills. So if I didn't make that money, even those guys, with the bonuses and everything from the banks that they would get, whatever, they wouldn't make a paycheck that month. So think about that. Like, yeah, they had more money. He drove a Ferrari, but he wouldn't have been able to make that note. So he still worries about his employees. Like, they still bug about that shit too, bro.
Right.
They got more shit, but they still at times fucking worry if it's all gonna be gone tomorrow. So everybody is going through something.
And just remember, I'm gonna end this show on this.
We're going out. We're going out right now.
We're going out right now?
Yeah, we're going out on some things.
Now. So the mics is off?
No, we
Oh, so we going out on this then. If you look at a used condom, we was all white at one time. Good night, everybody.
You ain't wrong.
Change it. For so long I've been stuck in the rain. I've been chasing out the money before I was a teen. Yeah, this for the ones look up to me, just do your own thing. This shit look good, but I promise it ain't what it's saying. I'm on the road with my team trying to catch my dream.